Welcome to the Eagles Nest. I'm your host, RJ Santillo. We have a great show for you on tap tonight. We have Kelly Ann from the women's field hockey team in studio tonight to talk about the resurgence of the program here on campus. Then we've got the post-game reaction of senior goaltender of the men's soccer team, Joe Marino, after his shutout streak of 8 games came to an end. And last but not least, the Golden Eagle flying highlight. All this and a whole lot more coming your way on the Eagles Nest. And welcome into another edition of the Eagles Nest. Very happy to welcome in senior captain and midfielder for the Brockport Golden Eagle field hockey team, Kelly Ann. Kelly, thanks for stopping by.
No problem.
And let's talk about the beginning of the season. You dropped 2 close games. Last year, a rough year. You missed SUNYX. And what do you have to do as one of those senior leaders to really keep people motivated that you are a talented team and the goals and the wins will come?
You just got to keep them focused, like one game at a time. Like you just got to take each team seriously and not take anything for granted.
And as I mentioned, last year Brockport on the outside looking in of SUNYX, but that's last year. We're
Right.
looking towards this year, and you're in 4th as we speak. That's the bubble spot. 4 teams get into SUNYX, and describe what the turnaround has been like from the end of last season through the offseason and into the first half of 2010.
It's been incredible. I mean, from what we had last year, we have a brand new team, a lot of new talent, like the incredible amount of freshmen that we brought in. It's just a fresh start that we have, and it's going well.
And up to this point, you've played 12 games. 7 of those games have been 1-goal games, and you haven't always come out on the winning side of all of those games, as it was tough to do so. But what does that experience add up to towards the end as you move towards November? And you have that in the back of your mind. We've played in games like this. We can win games like this, especially with some big opponents like Geneseo down the road.
I mean, you just got to take it, like you look back at those games and take what we did wrong and just kind of work on those fundamentals and try to improve them for the next game.
And Kelly, I mentioned Geneseo, 2 huge games right around the corner this upcoming weekend, and those very well could decide where Brockport ends up at the end of the season. And considering what happened last year, what would a win over Geneseo not only mean to this team and the senior class, but the program as a whole?
It would be an incredible win. I mean, it's always a tough game because we're always very competitive against each other, but if we happen to beat them, then it would just be like such an uplifting experience and just really bring the team closer together.
Well, Kelly, thank you very much. 2 huge games right around the corner against Geneseo. Brockport in 4th place right now, Geneseo in 1st. Both of those games could very well decide where Brockport ends up at the end of the season. Kelly, best of luck. Senior captain and midfielder. Hopefully Brockport ends up playing in November, deep into it, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
We will return with a sports update from Brett Gendra. Stick with us. Thanks, RJ. I'm Brett Gendra with your Brockport Golden Eagle sports update. Well, we took a week off from programming, so I have a lot to catch you all up on. We'll start with a look at women's field hockey, who were 3-4 2 weeks ago, but have since been through 5 games. Crystal Mott would score 2 goals to lead the team to a 4-1 win over Oswego, and then would add another against Morrisville the following day to assist on a 2-1 win. The team then dropped a non-conference match 3-2 to Naz before losing a 2-1 heartbreaker in overtime to Oswego. And the following day they would lose 7-0 to Powerhouse Cortland. The team is now 5-7 on the year, 3-2 in SUNYAC play. The men's football team held their homecoming game 2 weeks ago as they hosted the College of New Jersey. Brockport held a 21-7 lead early in the 3rd quarter before New Jersey was able to score 2 touchdowns in a 5-minute span to tie the game at 21. Then, in what would be a heartbreaker, New Jersey's Tyler Olson would hit a 45-yard field goal as time expired to win the game 23-21. Redrick 24-21. I'm sorry. Redrick Alceus rushed for 123 yards with 1 touchdown. Senior Nate Bull recorded 16 tackles. The next week, they headed back to the road to face Morrisville, where junior Alex Hendrickson put on an offensive display. He rushed for 241 yards in the first half alone for 310 on the day, currently a Division III record for yards in a game in the 2010 season. The second highest in a single game for Brockport Golden Eagle history. But Brockport would give up 24 points in the second half to allow Morrisville to take this one 48-41. They play Cortland this Saturday on the road. To the soccer pitch now. Men's soccer their defense has been scary good all year. It was no different in the past few weeks where they extended their shutout streak to 8 games in a row. Brockport College record. Mike Bremen would score 2 in a 3-0 win over Plattsburgh. They would then put another 3-0 win over Potsdam. New Paltz proved to be a bit of a tougher challenge for the team. They were only able to put up 2 on the board, but it would be another shutout victory. But eventually the streak had to come to an end. It would stop on Saturday against Oneonta, where the team would drop their first match of the season 2-0 at home. Soccer is now 3-1 in SUNYAC play, 7-1-2 on the season. They host Geneseo on Saturday. And to the women's side of things, the women also had a 5-game set over the last 2 weeks. The scoring blew wide open versus Cazenovia College, where 5 different ladies would get a goal in the 5-1 win. But they would then drop a 2-1 SUNYAC game to Plattsburgh before finding their scoring touch yet again for a 4-0 win over Potsdam. Jess Bush scored 2 goals in the first half in that one. They would drop a 1-0 game to New Paltz before defeating the Oneonta Red Dragons 1-0 the following day, where Sarah Lawson added her 12th assist of the season with a corner kick pass to Abby Smith. Her 12 assists now ties her for a College of Brockport record for single-season assists. Soccer is now 6-5 on the season, 2-3 in SUNYAC play. Volleyball had a tough few weeks. They went 3-6 over the last 9 games to drop to 6-16 on the year, 1-3 in SUNYAC play, while the cross-country team fared quite well over the last 2 weeks, with the men and women both finishing in second in Houghton, and the men finishing in third at Geneseo, while the women again took second place. That's it for your Brockport Sports Update. Back to you, RJ.
Back here on the Eagles Nest and on the line as we speak, senior goalkeeper for the Brockport men's soccer team, Joe Marino. And Joe, the streak of 8 consecutive shutouts for yourself and Brockport's 9-game winning streak is unfortunately over, a set piece playing a large part in deciding that match. Talk about how you were able to parlay last season's postseason run into a strong start here in 2010.
It was tough. The first one was just a goal that was bound to happen, to be honest with you. A set piece like that, you know, you can't. Set pieces are by far in college soccer the easiest, or I would say the most likely way you're going to score, and it's just hard to defend set pieces over and over and over and over again and not lose one. And it happened. We lost one set piece, and it cost us.
Now, you last gave up a goal on September 1st and ran off 8 consecutive shutouts. Was this the longest shutout streak of your career at any level?
I think it was. I don't think I've ever had 8 games of shutout. It's pretty cool. I mean, but it's over now, so I don't have to think about it.
And all good things must come to an end. But can you match this shutout streak? And more importantly, can Brockport match this winning streak, or at least something similar to it?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, our defense has been so good all year, and even today, like, you know, the first goal, all right, it was bound to happen. The second goal, we got scored on the counter. You know, like, it just certain things about soccer, little stuff that just part of the game, and you can't really. You just got to be thankful that we went this long without giving up a goal. It's pretty special.
And Joe, you've managed to get through the first 10 matches of the season with only a single loss as you enter the heart of your SUNYAC schedule. An incredibly fast start nonetheless. And now talk about how you've been able to stay so focused here so far this season.
I really hope that this is just like a kind of a wake-up call for everyone. I think this weekend was kind of flat for us. Even yesterday with the win, it wasn't the best soccer we've played all year. And coming off 2-3-0 wins last weekend, I was really looking for a little bit more, but maybe this can inspire us a little bit, maybe motivate us and refocus the team come Monday.
Joe Marino, senior goalkeeper for the reigning SUNYAC champion Brockport Golden Eagle men's soccer team. Joe, best of luck the rest of the way. That's going to do it for us here tonight at the Eagles Nest. We'd like to thank 89.1 The Point, the Brockport Athletic Sports Information Department, senior midfield captain of the field hockey team Kelly Ann, and goaltender for the men's soccer team Joe Marino for stopping by and talking with us about how their seasons have gone to this point. Remember to check out youtube.com/eNestSports for Eagles Nest web updates and thepointafter.org for local and national sports coverage 24/7 around the clock from 89.1 The Point. But before we go, here's this week's Flying Highlight.